on into building a team for Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, oh, I messed up. Now, we're gonna hop into Discord because we're going to need to get an understanding of what he does, who his team is, his links, and everything. So, again, we have all these, all the manga units here. That's cool, whatever. Those are units as well, which we just saw on the last stream. They're really good units. But here's Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Demonic Power, Pure Saiyans, and then of course they are under the Dragon Ball Seekers, Time Travelers, or Bond of Parent and Child 50%. You have the attack and defense 150% up, lots of additional super guard. So these are short-term units. So you're gonna use this guy mostly in short content, but you can get out of not using him in that. He does have 44% dodge, not the highest dodge in the world, but it will get you out of sticky situations at times. He also has a key blast counter that he guaranteed counters the first time, and then every time after that is 70%. He also has a crazy amount of attack. He has support for Demonic Power, Dragon Ball Seekers. So he's a very good unit you want to run. But as you can see, you really do want to run him around either Demonic Power or Dragon Ball Seekers, especially because you could basically instant unlock his intro with just one Demonic Power ally, or of course 5 or more super class. Now, this Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, his links are very representative of just a Super Saiyan 4 Goku in general. Yeah, Super Saiyan, pure, prepare for battles, Saiyan roar, shocking speed, whatever, etc., etc., etc. So your first person you're going to want on this team, and maybe you don't even want to run the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku team, and you just want to run Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku on the GT Goku team. That is where you're going to want to run this guy, because if you go into Super Saiyan 4, right? Saiyan roar, Super Saiyan, prepare for battle. Let's look at that. Super Saiyan, prepare for battle, Saiyan roar, Kamehameha, fierce battle. They're going to share 5 links, right? The only ones they're not going to share are GT and legendary power, and for him it is Saiyan warrior race and shocking speed, which is fine. Those are not really those, and they're decent links, but they're not that important. The other thing that's important with this guy, and has been a very good unit for the entire year for this reason, is because of the power beyond Super Saiyan or Giant 8 power, 70% defense up and damage reduction 10% up. So his 44% damage reduction goes up to 54%. He also gets an additional 70% defense to tank even better. And every incremental defense you get is important, because you get a damage reduction goes a long way when you even add incremental amounts of defense, because it just drastically changes how well you can tank. I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard to explain, but it works. So yeah, I mean, it's very important for this unit as well. Now, we're also gonna look at his side banner unit, which I don't know if it's even here. Here he is. These Mini Daima Piccolo, you need to run this guy. You have to run this guy. If you pull this guy, he needs to be on your team floating at all times. 50% dodge is just base. Then he has, if there's Demonic Power or Dragon Ball Seekers, once again, like I said, you will need to be running a Demonic Power or Dragon Ball Seekers team, which is not an issue if you are running the, if you are running the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because he's on Demonic Power. So if he's floating and you have Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku on both rotations, he will of course have this. But I think a lot of other things are important too, because if he's Dragon Ball Seeker or Demonic Power, he gets 100% when attacking for each one, so it's multiplicative. So he needs all 3 on the rotation are Demonic Power. He gets his 300% attack and defense. For his first turn, from entry turn, he has 20% dodge, and then the following turn, second turn from the character's entry turn from slot 3, he has 30% dodge. So weirdly enough, he actually goes from 90% dodge to 100% dodge in slot 3. The good thing about the 90% dodge, it is not restricted to any category. So that is really good for him. But the reason why you want to run this guy is not because he dodges It's this. Dragon Ball Seekers are demonic power category allies. Keep us to attack and defense 50% up, plus an additional attack and defense 20% up for those who are super class. 70% attack and defense support. And guess who gets all of that good stuff? The mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, it's unfortunate this guy won't get any of that. I'm pretty sure, I don't think he's on Dragon Ball Seekers. So that just completely makes him irrelevant to that support. And of course, he will not get, this Piccolo will not get 100% attack and defense if you run him on the team, but it's okay. Piccolo has dodge. He can, I don't know if that 100% is going to save him too much anyways. I really don't. But with Guard and all those stats, I don't know, maybe he actually is fairly tanky as well, which makes this guy even a more broken support unit. I don't know what it is about side banner units and Piccolos, but they're generally always really good, and this one's another example of being a broken guy. So I think so far, the two must runs on this team, so I think the two most runs on this team are this Piccolo and then the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I think you have to run these two. I think it's very important for you to do that because this guy is going to make mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku look better. They're on the same team. He's on the 220%. Or you can run Giant 8 Power and you just have the mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku on his team with Gogeta and all of that. And we could look at that too. I think Giant 8 Power is a little more straightforward on what team to expect for you to run. Of course, you have the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You're going to have the mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku there. You're going to have this guy you can run. You can run the Super Saiyan 4s. You can run him. You can run the LR G4. You can run this Broly. Right, so if I were to build a team, I would probably go this GT Goku. You have to, clearly. The Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the Broly, and then you're going to go with him. It's your six-man team that will get it done every single time. The team's getting pretty incredible. So much support flowing throughout that team. Of course, you're going to have two of him, which is going to be even better for your team. And honestly, even the reason why I'm questioning even running him, actually, I would actually probably run this Int GT Vegeta over the Goku only because he's going to be floating, and I don't really know if that. Wait, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, you won't need to run him at all. Sorry, it would be him, and then him, and then the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So yeah, never mind. You won't even be running this guy on that team. That would probably be the Giant 8 Power Art team I would say to run. You could run him slot 1 with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku right behind him, and then you can run the main Super Saiyan 4 Goku with him behind him. You could run G4 with him behind him. There's a lot of things you can do with this team that makes this a very fun team. Really, honestly, you could do mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku and then him, and then this guy and the AGL G4, and you just win. And then you just win. So, you know, there's a lot of things you can do there, but Giant 8 Power is going to be a great team for the mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and that's who I would say it's going to be the easiest team to build. But if we're looking specifically at what you can do with the mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku as the lead, maybe you don't have the GT Goku, you know, maybe you don't have actually I guess that's the only one, right? I guess that's the only it's the only ones you could have. All right, so again, I told you the most runs you must have on his team. Now let's look at some people that I think are you're gonna want to run, but you don't have to run, right? So let's look at hold up. Let's first look at demonic power. I think pure Saiyans is pretty straightforward on who you can run and who you don't want to run, and what situations you want to run units in, and what situations you don't want to run units in. But let's first look at demonic power. You could run this Gohan, incredible unit. Now, the issue with running this Gohan is you won't be able to get this cooking because you're not running hybrids on this team. I don't even know if there's any other hybrids outside of the Goku and the Pick. There's no, what am I talking about? There's no hybrids at all on this team. This Gohan is good for one turn. I guess the issue becomes he becomes a sitting duck once you lose this, right? Because then he only has the 38% damage reduction, and then you're hoping for that extra 20% to kick in which can put you in a bad situation. But he's an option. You do have this Gohan. I probably would not run him. I would say, however, who you could run is him. Where are they at? Believe it or not, he's a real possibility to run on this team. Now, you won't be able to get his passive. I don't think there's any. I don't really know if there's any pure Planet Namek Saga or Cell Saga allies you'll be running on that team, unless you ran the other Gohan, but I would not do that. But this guy is incredible. You do have the access to the damage reduction. The orb changing will suck because, as in, like, without the double orb changing, it will be harder to get his full passive. And again, well, it's only one time, so I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. Oh no, it's for 40 turns. Never mind. Yeah, no, you definitely need that then. You will have to find a way to get that. You will have to find a way to get that intro up for sure. But this Gohan is incredible. Now, what you could do, if you did want to run this Gohan next to or with said Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you could run 2 of him because their lead is all types. You could run 2 of them and then run the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku on that team. Granted, you could run any unit on that team. But in terms of running him on the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku team, he is an option. You do lose, of course, the ability to double orb change. You'll lose the extra 150% attack and defense, but the 35% attack and defense per super you do, 50% damage reduction. He still has the orb changing. He still has the orb changing passive. I don't think he shouldn't be in a bad situation, I don't think, but it definitely comes down to how many times he supers for you. I do want to know what his calcs look like. Probably not amazing until you start supering like crazy, but I think he's a good option that everyone's gonna have access to very quickly. So I'd say he's a good option, but I wouldn't say he's an optimal option. But outside of that, Glorio, of course, I would say you do need to run Glorio. Good floating support, more support for the team. You want to give Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku as many opportunities and support as you can for him to dominate. And of course, Glorio is a good unit. He's aged extremely well, so I don't think there's any burden in running him. Outside of that, I would not pick a single soul up on this team moving forward. So that is what I would say for this. Now, let's go to pure Saiyans. There's going to be a ton of options you could run here. First of all, let's look at the 10th anniversary units. Those guys, of course, are runnable on this team with the full 220% leader. The issue with running those two is, once again, we're in short meta, and do you really want to run short meta? On top of that, how much do they even help the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku? They barely share links. The support is good, but nothing crazy. The AGL Gogeta, of course, and his active skill will make him look really good, but outside of all of that, I don't know if there's even a need to run these two on his team. Of course you can, and you are free to. I just don't know if it's optimal. Then you have the Super EZA Vegeta. Now, this is an interesting unit because he actually does thrive on having super class allies on the team, and when he's on that rotation, he gives 80% defense. Incredible unit. He makes himself supplanted as almost a floater, which is interesting to say, but that's what I would say. I mean, he's playing himself as a floater on this team. He gives 80% defense. He has crazy attack stats. I would say this is the guy I would run as a floater on this team. I think he's a good floater. The defense support is nice. He does crazy damage. He can hold his own for the most part. And of course, you're not going to be able to get this unless you have a Majin Buu Saga Goku on his team, which I guess you could. But this is more so meant for you to run like on the TEQ Cheeto team and stuff like that. The 600% attack, of course, is going to suck not seeing, but outside of that, his entire passive is completely unrestricted outside of, you know, super class and extreme class. But you're not going to, the extra 150% attack is fine you losing. because he's not playing the damage role right now. He's playing the role of support, and I think that is very important for this team. As much as you can get, I mean, Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku will eat that 80% defense for breakfast and greatly appreciate it. So, to me, I don't think it's much of an issue for that to be his case. I think he's an amazing floater option for this team. Okay. Next, you have these Brolys. I don't really know if I would run these two on this team, of course, but this Wrathful Broly, always welcomed. Now, once again, this Broly's really only meant for short meta. Of course, he can exceed and do better later on, but my issue with him is I just don't know what role he would play on the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku team. Would he be my slot 1 next to the Super Saiyan 4 Goku? I don't know. I mean, let's look at some links here. Right, he has Saiyan Warrior Race, which the Goku does have. Prodigies does not have. Berserker doesn't have. He does have Shocking Speed. He does have Prepared for Battle and Fierce Battle. So they share 4 links, but really those 4 links are not as good as you want them to be. This Broly's still really good, do not get me wrong, but I don't know if I would run him on the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku team when you already are guaranteed to have 2 Mini Super Saiyan 4 Gokus essentially running at all times. In comparison to the Giant 8 Power team, which it does make sense to kind of run this Broly and have him next to the GT Goku and have them pair together in that certain way. So to me, I think this Broly's fine. I mean, he's still really good, but I don't know if I would run him. You can run him. You are free to run him, but I just don't know if it really works for the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. All right, so we have the blues now, and here's an interesting one here. Of course, I would say, yeah, you can run this guy. You're going to be running a full super class team. They're going to be on the entire category, 80% dodge, the 60% damage reduction. I don't see why you wouldn't do something like that. He's going to be a great option for this team. Hold the slot 1 for the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Just allow him to do arrive there. Yes, sir. We're team building. Yes, sir, we are. All right. Next, the Super Saiyan 4s, I think, are probably the most obvious other units to run on this team. Reason for that, look at links. The Saiyan Roar link is so important to have live if you're a Super Saiyan 4 unit. And when you are a Super Saiyan 4 unit, you will heavily rely on this link, which is why, again, I say you're going to need to run this guy next to the Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku, just so that you get the Super Saiyan link, the Fierce Battle link, the Kamehameha link, and Shocking Speed. This Super Saiyan 4s share 5 of the 7 links with the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and they will provide a great slot 1 for him. Not that the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku could not hold slot 1 for himself, but I mean, if you look at his passive, he does have some defense he gets. Oh, this is the Gohan. He does have some stats he gets when attacking, as you can see right here. Where's it at? When attacking or active skill, or when attacking with 12 gear or more, 200% attack and defense, and the support is multiplicative as well. But the point I'm trying to get across is if with that support and that being attacking, you really do kind of want this Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku in slot 2. With that being the case, you need a strong slot 1. Now, the problem with this part of the passive being multiplicative is when you run him with the the Super Saiyan 4 AGL Goku, he's going to be significantly weaker. Kind of. I mean, he has a 10% damage reduction. He has the 70% defense from the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But the issue, of course, is going to be the fact that he's not going to have that multiplicative 200% defense. He's not going to have the support up, which is going to suck. But he should still be fine. I don't think there should be an issue when it comes to that. But I think these guys are an amazing slot 1 option for a pure Saiyans team's perspective, and they share a ton of links. Now, let's go back to Pure Saiyans. This guy's also a pretty good option. I'm not going to click into him. I think it's pretty simple to answer. It's basically the same thing. Slot 1 unit, they share links. He gives support. I think it's good. This guy's an interesting one. Now, before y'all start going crazy, like what, why him? They only share 3 links, which is not great. But here's multiple things. 1, he raises allies' defense by 33% per super he does. So let's say he supers 3 times. Well, now the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku has 99% defense from the Mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. 2, Mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta benefits from having the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku on his team. Now, he will never have this fully up twice. He would only have this once. He would only have the 20% defense, not 40% rolling, because the Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku will attack in slot 2, which means you won't see this very often for himself. But with the amount of support that should be flowing around on this team with Piccolo and with the Glorio and the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? You're gonna have so much support flowing through this team. This Vegeta actually might have life on this team. Now, the issue, of course, is going to be, is it enough still? I don't know. I really don't. I hope so. I hope it's enough, but I can't guarantee it. If it is enough, that's great. This guy's back and you can run him. Perfect slot 1 for the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. They run great together, and it would provide a pretty nice rotation for the two. Now, I wouldn't say he's my most optimal option. Of course, I would say the Super Saiyan 4s and the AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku are better options than this guy. But if you don't have one of them or both, I would say definitely consider running the Mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta next to the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And I think you'll be kind of shocked how well that rotation will end up being. AGL Kid Goku is definitely another one. Now, the issue here with AGL Kid Goku, of course, is links. You're not going to have many links to this guy. And in fact, I think you're only going to have 2. No, it's not even that. I think it's just this, right? It's just the Saiyan Lineage or Saiyan Warrior Race. So you have 1. You're going to share 1 link with this Kid Goku, so probably not. I mean, it's still not the worst rotation in the world. I just probably wouldn't do it. So if you're going to ask me right now, what team would I build with Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku leading? I think, we're gonna look at one more unit real quick. The Mini Super Saiyan Goku. Now, this unit's interesting once again because, of course, he dodges a lot. His damage sucks though. His damage is absolute booty cheeks. It's not good at all. But the great thing about this guy is the fact that he's a slot 1 unit for the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which means he gets the 20% dodge on top of his 50% dodge, on top of his 20% dodge turn 1. With his 90% dodge in turn 1, he can be pretty good. Now, the issue, of course, with this Goku is the fact that, is he going to be able to tank something when he gets hit after the turn? He loses his 20% damage reduction, dodge, and then he goes down to 70% dodge, and now you're like, oh man, I'm on a 30% chance of getting hit, and this guy might get killed. It's probably still the case. I don't really know if there's a world where we're sitting here like, oh, this guy's going to tank. I think even with all this overflowing support from the Super Saiyan 4 Mini Gokus and the Glorio and the Piccolo and all of that, I still don't think that's enough. And I do think he's going to be a liability, but once again, if you don't have one of these more premium units, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to run this guy, especially when he's giving you the 41% attack for 2 turns. He's dodging like crazy. He can provide the slot 1 anchor you need for the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Of course, he has Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Fierce Battle, and Prepare for Battle, so they share 5 links as well. Of course, it's not Saiyan Roar, which will hurt the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku a ton, but I do think he is an option. But if you were to ask me today, make me a team right now with Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, this would be my team. Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, this Vegeta, floating. Majin Vegeta, you want him floating for the 80% defense. This Super Saiyan 4s, this Super Saiyan 4 Goku, these 2 would be my slot 1s, like they'd be in the slot rotation with the Mini Super Saiyan 4s. So you would have the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the AGO Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the Fizz G4 floating. You would have Glorio, you would have Piccolo, and you would have Majin Vegeta. Now, you could change your floater to someone else, but I think my issue with that is, of course, you're gonna have, I mean, you can't run him floating. You could float him, right? You could float him. But the issue, of course, is how bad this unit is. And I don't think that is enough for me to feel comforted that way. And actually, I do think that the 80% defense that he gives is very valuable. So I would say that's probably the team I would build for him. But again, to each their own. People are free to do what you want. You're also able to run this guy, which is very intriguing. This guy is very intriguing as well. Actually, maybe I would run him. See, this is where it gets tough because it's, well, okay, actually, no, maybe not. Hold up. Well, he's on Dragon Ball Seeker, so yeah, no, never mind. It does get interesting here. So this is where it gets interesting because this unit gives that nice 8% damage reduction, right? And if you want your Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku to be tanking at its best ability possible, that is definitely something you have to consider for this team. 8% damage reduction. And this guy holds his own very, very well. I think you could test both. I think if you need more damage on your team and you feel like I'm not doing enough damage, run Majin Vegeta. If you feel like your Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku is not tanking the way you want him to, man, he's just taking too much damage from you, man. Run this Path to Power Kid Goku in slot 3. Get him the orbs he needs. Give off that 8% damage reduction to the Goku. He's now at 52% damage reduction. And if he's next to Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he's at the 62% damage reduction, which allows him to tank even better. So let me know what you guys think in terms of that. I think that it is, of course, what's going on? Brother, no way. All right, we're back. Okay. Just trying to wrap up over here and I'm getting just disconnected over here. So anyways, I really do think that overall, that's probably the teams you're going to want to run for the Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku and all of that. I do think that he's going to be an interesting unit, to say the least. I don't think he's bad. I definitely think he's a top 1. I think he's probably the best TUR in the game. I need to see him in action, but I don't know if there's a world where you could say he's not the best TUR in this game. But that's just me, especially with all the options he has. His leader skill is absolutely cracked out. Allows you to run so many units on his team. But granted, I didn't realize that the manga units are going to have better leader skills. I didn't realize that the manga units are going to be the ones to bring out all type leads back. Oh my gosh. 220% HP and 170% attack and defense, all types leads. Insane. It's insane. That's insane, dude. Oh man. All right, well anyways guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it off here. Again, I know 2 short streams back to back, but the whole goal wasn't for them to be astronomically large. The audience didn't really show up for this one either, so I was hoping to take questions and stuff like that, but I think we've built a pretty good team. So anyways, I appreciate you guys for sticking around, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye bye.